Thank y'all very much for tuning in to the No Fruit Podcast. Today we have a one-of-a-kind guest. You might recognize him as the question mark guy or from his unforgettable infomercials and TV appearances that show millions of Americans how to unlock government grants and benefits. He has spent over 4 decades, that's almost as old as I am, uncovering ways for people to access funds they never knew were available. And he sold over 4 million books in the process. Now at his right age, Matthew is now on a mission to help others through his platform, Let's Go Help, where he's guiding a community of thousands toward the resources they need. Let's dive into the world of free money with the one and only. I'm going to leave you on a little guessing game. Wait 1 second. Listen to our intro.
Let's talk about love and marriage, the way that God intended. Life experience, here we share it. The No Fruit Podcast. Tune in from any platform. No Fruit Podcast. We'll help your spirit transform.
I thank you for tuning in. And we have none other than Matthew Lesko. Thank you very much for coming on the show, sir.
You say that like I owe you a lot of money. Finally found that guy.
Finally, yes.
That's funny. But, we appreciate you, coming on the show with us today and sharing, your knowledge and your wisdom with us today.
Well, I'd rather be doing this than anything else. It beats a real job.
I know, right? So listen, first of all, let's go to what everybody would see when they see you, originally, which is a jacket with a question mark and, all these things. I remember seeing you growing up on TV, all those things. So what made you even start off with this fashion statement?
Well, I was a clothes horse, but a clothes horse in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, where I grew up, ain't saying much.
That's funny.
Maybe an ascot.
Hey, there's some great people that came out of Wilkes-Barre,
Really?
That's funny.
It's a good place to be from, and actually, that's what drives me every day. Because I learned about these government programs by helping rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was really doing, helping millionaires become billionaires using government programs. And I didn't know anything about this stuff. I was just doing like business research for people, and wanted to get paid. So I'd look for money and help for them to grow their businesses. And I found all this stuff. God, why doesn't everybody in Wilkes-Barre know about this stuff?
Right.
Growing up where I did, you thought the government was like the post office,
Exactly.
and that's about it. And taxes, of course. But
right.
Had no idea. And I see these people just were so blasé about it. And I got sick of helping rich people. It was my first successful business, so I was very appreciative. But boy, there was a better need
Yes.
to get this information out. People really need it. The people who use this, are the people don't need it. You look at the Trump now, all his buddies are billionaires, and they're real close to him now because they know it's easier to get money from the government than anything else they have to do.
Right.
Why go out and start a new business and figure out how to get money when you can just go to the government?
Right.
Exactly.
And get it. And then they make fun of anybody else who's using government money, which is, we're all hypocrites.
That's funny.
Well, they have to make fun of them because they don't want others to,
Exactly.
be in competition with them for that. So, yeah.
Well, actually, they're doing different programs, but not in a way, particularly like for a small business. I think the best thing besides any grant for a small business is a contract. Man, whether you're for-profit, nonprofit, individual, or whatever. Like my wife, not my wife. That's a Freudian slip. My sister was framing little plaques for the government in her garage down in Virginia somewhere, making $1 million doing that stuff. Man, see, you're going out for a grant. Okay, fine. They're important, whatever, and maybe, but that's usually a one-time thing.
Right.
But man, you get a contract. then you get another one, then you get another one. I mean, that's a career,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
you learn that. So that's why that's the problem of learning grants. You're learning that system to use once,
Okay.
as a contract. You're learning the system to use forever,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's the important thing. And there's offices, like there's an office, the government have, I think Apex Accelerator. Can you go online now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, yeah, put Apex Accelerators plural .us. See if that works. Maybe I screwed that up. APEX. Yeah,
Yes.
Apex Accelerator. Okay, so
Yes.
that's working, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, you can make an appointment. You'll somewhere there find a local office or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you put in your zip code or something, and they're the people. Now, see, if and that's why to me, you don't want to go to Google. You never want to
Oh,
go to
okay.
Google anything unless you have money. Google is capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. You go to Google and you put in sell in the government, you're going to find 5 million people that want to get money from you. Okay. This office will do everything they'll do for free and better because they get paid by the government to do it.
Right.
Mm.
And they don't charge you. But you don't find them in Google because you're competing with billions of websites that want to get money from you so they could pay Google
Mm-hmm.
and survive and have their stockholders and everything. When there's an office that the government sent them for free to do this,
Yeah.
then they'll make an appointment. You make an appointment with them, sit down, and they know the whole system. They wrote it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's silly to be spending money when that, but people don't think it's right because I think the biggest thing is they're not marketing people. So
Mhm.
they don't know how to find you.
Right. Right. They're not.
You have to find them. Also, they're not going to kiss your ass because they get paid anything anyway,
Mhm.
whether they
Mhm.
help
Mhm.
you or not. In Google, they have to get money from you to live.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
These people, no, they're so that's why if you treat them less than nice, why should they help you?
Right.
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 But if you treat them real nice, I mean, they'd rather help you for 5 years or whatever than call somebody and talk to somebody else who's going to yell at them.
Great.
So we're not trained to use this stuff. And
Mhm.
what's really to me is no matter who you are in this country, one thing we're not trained about is what our country is made up of.
Mhm.
And this is the GDP of our country
Okay.
last year, actually 23. Data's not out for 24 yet, and it shows you the transactions where the business is.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow part is capitalism. So that's all the money that's happening, and that's 60% of everything in our economy is capitalism. Now we have another part of our economy over this side, and this is blue for this is the nonprofits, and this is government,
Okay.
and that represents 40%. So we got 40 on this side, which I call is the free money economy,
Mhm.
and this is the capitalist economy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So this side wants to get money from you. This side wants to give
Give you
money to
money.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on this side is there to help somebody.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
up to you. It's whether it's free services or free money or whatever.
Right.
We decided as a community, as a society, to have these organizations.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're not. They don't know how to deal in capitalism, and people who are indoctrinated in capitalism don't know how to deal with the free money
Free money
part.
side. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's my mission: is to first of all, people realize. I mean, this is a sliver of the economy.
Right.
Mhm.
This is 40%, and our country right now, I feel, is so in terrible shape economically, and just for the bottom 90%.
Mm-hmm.
The top
Mm-hmm.
10% are doing very well. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to worry about them. Oh, I have another chart somewhere. Um, and this is a chart that shocked me just a couple of weeks ago. I wrote this talk about poverty,
Mhm.
and this shows you in the developed countries. So in the world, there's about 30, 35 countries we call developed countries,
Correct.
or the richer countries.
Hmm.
So, and this shows you the percentage of people in poverty
Wow.
in the developed countries. We're number one.
Hmm.
We have more percentage of people in poverty than any other country in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in the developed countries,
In the
Right.
you go
developed
to poor
countries, yeah,
country,
yeah,
and that's a different ball game.
Right.
yeah.
So people are getting,
And it's
less and
sad
less.
because you're saying that there's so many programs out there that can
Exactly.
assist individuals who are
Absolutely.
impoverished and
Absolutely. So they're
needy.
there for that, people in need, and also people that want to grow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it seems like a lot of the programs around, why do we educate people?
Hmm. Hmm.
So they're better and they contribute to society, right? Why do we help people start businesses? So they create jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why they encourage certain kinds of things. So Elon Musk already got $4 or $5 billion from the government,
Hmm.
but he's there right next to Trump because he wants a lot more.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
and,
you said
and
something interesting about, educating people. And that's
Right.
one of the things that we lean on a lot, whether it's this platform of the No Fruit podcast or if it's other things that we do in business. We always like to educate individuals.
right,
But that's always a tough thing because, as education, whether it's primary education or secondary education, is quite expensive. Unlike some of these other countries where you can get a secondary degree
Free.
for free. But here in these
absolutely.
United States, it costs, hundreds
Well,
of
somebody
thousands
wants
of
to make money
dollars,
out of it.
and I'm sure there's funding for that. So can you speak to our audience a little bit about like what we can do to help find funding for education?
Oh, definitely. Well, actually, any kind of education, not
Mhm.
only degrees. And
Hmm.
actually, what's happening now, there's more money going into getting people educated in non-degrees because we
Correct.
need skills. We need
Yes.
skills. We don't
Because
need
that has gone
degrees.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now you can now, there are government programs in every state or whatever, where instead of going to college and paying somebody $40,000 a year to get a degree and maybe get a job
Hmm.
worthwhile,
Hmm.
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 they'll pay you $40,000 a year for a few years to get a skill that's guaranteed almost $100,000 a year job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, and
Hmm.
they pay you,
Yeah.
not
Especially
you
like in
pay them.
IT and things like that.
Right,
They're really
exactly.
great.
All these
Really
things
great.
that are in demand now. Now we have all the new manufacturing,
Hmm.
and even healthcare. You know what they're even doing in a lot of places because we need skilled people, even as teachers.
Yes.
They're
Mm.
doing that instead of going to school like that. School districts are having teacher apprenticeships.
Oh.
You come in and work at the school at some job, but also as a teacher apprentice.
Hmm.
So you
Mm.
start learning how to become a teacher and getting paid
And getting paid while you're doing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you're getting
while
the
you're doing
experience as well. So
it.
that looks
Exactly.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a win, win,
And they
win.
do also some classes too outside or whatever, but then it's getting paid for this,
Hmm.
for that thing. So it's like, just like, electricians, right?
Right.
Mhm.
They made $40,000 a year to learn to be an electrician. And then they got a career that's very well paid.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
And even more well paid. Everything is electronics now.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes.
All right. Uh,
And I think it's funny, or I'm not funny, but it's interesting because, we hear about some of this free money that's out there and that the information that's not available, but we also don't know the right questions to ask.
yes.
So how do we get to that point where we're asking the right questions, especially if we don't know it exists?
Absolutely. You don't know what to ask even.
Right.
Because you don't know what's there. That's why, to me, I boil that. Now, I used to only wear question mark suits. Now, this is more hearts, if you could see
Oh,
this.
I
yes. You
see.
ready for the
The
holiday,
Valentine's
Valentine's?
Day.
Yeah.
Right. But not that. And that was my theory in my work was that, you know, there's so much information. And so it's not getting information or answers. It's asking the right questions.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
that was the reason why I had the question mark suits. Now, and maybe because of age or whatever, I expanded that because I think not only do you have to ask the right questions, but your heart has to be in it,
Hmm.
or you're not going
Mm.
to happen.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to know something and do something or whatever, but if your heart isn't in it, you're not going to make that happen because everything you want to do, particularly that's new, you're going to fail. I mean, this
Right.
is what life is. Learning to walk, learning to drive, learning anything. So you have to stumble and fail. So we get as a grown up and think we could hire somebody to give me the 10 steps to success, which is just bullshit. I mean, some of them may be interesting,
Right.
but they're not going to work. Otherwise, and what amazed me, the people who sell those things to me, they have to convince you that they have the answer.
Mhm.
And that's easy to do because none of us know what the fucking answer is.
Right.
Right,
Right.
right.
And there was somebody so dogmatic, oh, I guess I don't know what to do, so maybe I'll do this. And so it won't work somewhere, and see what to me the double negative about that is when something doesn't work in that steps, you won't take it seriously enough to learn. You'll just call the person who gave you those steps an asshole, and it was sorry you gave him money, and go to something else. But you have to fail. You have to do that stuff. That's why, to me, it's digging within yourself and find that. That's what question mark suits, and all my life has just been constantly trying to dig into what I have to bring it out.
Right.
Because every time I tried something, everybody else told me it didn't work, I failed. I had a software company after I got my MBA in the 70s that failed. And that's crazy. I'm doing everything everybody tells me about, and they're failing. Oh my God. So I'm not having fun trying to do these things, and I'm failing. So I'm doing all this stuff that maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now, I'm going to have fun.
Right.
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 And so that's no guarantee there at all. So then I start trying to change to have fun now and not trust what people say I should do, but just find out within me what I should do, because that's the heart part. Not hard, but HEART, your heart. Because if your heart's in it, you'll do it. Like a personal relationship, man. If your heart's not in that personal relationship, that's
Right.
that asshole's going to squeeze that toothpaste once more, and you're out of here.
Yes.
And I agree.
So your heart has to be in it to get over all that nonsense we have to go through in life, and that's why we're not using the right part of our body or makeup to make those decisions. The last time when I remember one of my boys trying to make a decision, I came out with a thing I really believed in, didn't really realize, and I knew this, but your heart is smarter than your brain. We're all educated. We want to have the spreadsheet. I mean, that's not bad. You want to make sure you're not going over the cliff, but to make things in life, it's your heart that happens.
Yeah.
That's the stuff. Whether a personal relationship or a professional thing you want to do. I mean, that's the key ingredient, and it's not given enough appreciation in my mind. And the experts that tell you what to do, that's another thing. And that's, I think, another thing that stops us because we're going to fail, and then we feel stupid because I got the best experts in the world to tell me what to do. I fail. Right. You're going to fail no matter what you're doing. Yeah. So to me, an expert, a guidance or a coach or whatever is loving that person. And okay, I don't know what the fuck either, but it's asking someone what they want to do, not telling them what you think you should do. I mean, people spend their whole life trying to
figure that out.
Yeah. Every day. And even these experts who tell you what to do, they don't know what to do with their own life.
Yes. And sometimes that changes. Like even in listening to you and your story, what you're sharing with us, like, hey, just over your 40 years, things have changed. You were doing books at one time. Now you have to, put a spin on it and change. And we have to be able to move with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. We're all living too long.
It's not a problem.
But what I find too is success. If you had success earlier, that's a handicap, because you found something to work. Man, I worked my ass off. I finally got this to work,
Yeah.
And
Now
you
what's
go out and
next?
try it again. Ooh, that's not working anymore. And so you just try to shove that thing that you learned that worked one time again and again and again.
Right.
And it ain't gonna. That's why the younger people are better, because they're not burdened with any kind of success. They're looking just for the opportunities. What's going on?
Right.
Where can I fit
And they
in?
jump from one
Yeah.
opportunity to the next
Right. So
opportunity,
they
which
could
is
jump
hard
at
for
there
us,
and just
the
be
older
confident because
generation.
they
Yeah.
have no option. Older people, we've been good at something. So we're trying to drag that. Oh, this will work here. This will
Right.
work. No.
So how do we get over the idea that we need to duplicate what someone else has done? Because you're talking about following our heart, and
Yeah.
sometimes the heart part is not validated, is not, where we're
Absolutely.
unsure, you
Well,
know.
it's going to be that way no matter what.
Hmm.
You take somebody else's and that and to me, what happens, at least to me, at least you're if it's from your heart, you're having a wonderful experience now. Sure, it may not be successful or whatever, but if you're doing something, you should be a dentist. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, keep fucking doing it.
Nice.
And then you're miserable
Right,
trying
right.
to be mediocre.
Hmm.
And we got too much of that already. I mean, it's a struggle. We all struggle in life, and I think that's the key: is to realize everyone else is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, is if you love somebody, you help them do whatever they want to do
Right.
because
And that
they're struggling. They don't know what to do, just like you do, just like I am every day. So they dreamt up this thing. I mean, it didn't come out of nowhere. They've been percolating something like this for a long time. So you hear it, no, that's stupid. You're going to fail. That's probably true, but it's not your place, and
Right.
everybody fails no matter what they do, and so that's an easy shot, and it's not a loving relationship at all. If they want you or advice, yeah, and it sounds stupid to me, but you want to do it, come on, let me help you. Yeah. Because that's what people need, is that encouragement to find out what is in them, not
Mm.
what is in you.
Right.
You're having trouble finding that yourself. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so our mission is to help find to help people find what's in them, not what's in us. I mean, that's being a bully.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
And
that's your organization. Let's go help. So tell us a
yeah,
little bit about that.
yeah, that's what and I didn't know. I was trying to figure out how to make money again. He buys books. So I started a subscription, uh, and consulting. And I started this as a consultant and charging thousands of dollars. I didn't want to charge that. I wanted to help people who didn't have thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
And so I couldn't charge them $1,000. They couldn't help. I couldn't help them. So I wanted to do something for $20. I said, well, let me try. And it changed so different as it went than what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be just a little something, to keep my bills paid as I keep doing my work.
Hmm.
And it just exploded in a way, at least in my mind. Uh, and the most amazing thing is that my biggest fear in that was that I would have to help everybody one-on-one, because that's how I used to do it. So that's why books was easy. I could print 1,000,000 books.
Right.
And not me. But now on the service, but it's not that way at all. What happened is that members, we have a community, is the buzzword now, of about 15,000 members. And it's not me. It's members helping members. They
Right.
find something and they share it with other people. So I'm just a trained seal in the front door.
Mm.
And you get inside it. It's the members helping. And what's neat about that is they see what kept me in doing this is the joy you get from helping people, and the satisfaction, and your heart grows. And that's another thing I learned about aging, is that as at least a guy in our society, you work on being stronger, faster, smarter. That's the guy's job, right?
Right.
and and when none of that will ever happen,
Hmm.
by the time you're 80, nothing's going to get better. You're just going down. Forget about getting stronger. Just your goal is just to stay above ground. And it's not. But what you can grow forever is your heart.
Hmm.
You could love harder.
Hmm.
You could give harder. all that, and that has made me grow. I feel like
Nice.
I never thought would happen. That's why. I mean, to me, at 81, I'm having the best time of my life. And my joke is that if I knew 81 was going to be this much fun, I would have got here a lot earlier. I gotta wait so. And that's it. So the whole community now is just people helping each other, and I just can't wait to get up every morning. And if maybe somebody's listening to us now can take a kernel of whatever. Let me give you a few websites I want to make sure your folks know about.
Okay.
Okay, that Apex is for starting a business. But what's really better for any kind of business, any kind of problem, is a database of the and if you go to sba.gov
Mm-hmm.
and then slash local, LOCAL, and then a dash assistance. If you go there, and for any kind of nonprofit or invention or business or freelance or and real estate investing, anything to make money, they have nonprofit organizations in every county. You could have maybe half a dozen to 3-4 dozen that will help you think through any idea. And this is how to get money. You don't go looking for a grant. You don't go looking for an application. You go looking for help. You have something you need, and you need help doing that. Okay. So don't call them, I'm looking for a grant, start my business. No. I mean, yes, that's true. And you do it. But the grant thing is so complicated. Most of the people that really can help you don't even have grants. So you're just going to lose out, and you're going to go back into Google. And number one is don't go to Google. You're never going to find anything that's of value at this point in your search. So you go to SBA.gov/local assistance, put in your zip code, and you'll find the organizations. You call them, make an appointment, and sit them belly to belly. Okay. And if one you didn't get along with, you call another one. There's lots of fish in that water. Okay, that's one thing. The next thing you want to do is make sure you know about this website called findhelp.org. Can you go online now and do
we're
that?
doing it now. Thank you.
Okay. And then put in your zip code and see what you got there.
Oh, wow.
2,748 programs in my area.
Yeah. That's 2,700 people, organizations, nonprofit and government that's giving out money in your area. I mean, for anything. So you're starting a business and you have to pay rent and you don't know, it's hand to mouth. So go up in that search thing again and put rent, R-E-N-T.
Property tax rebate, independent living program, senior affordable
How
housing.
many you have there?
55.
55. It says one of
55 organizations that help people with money for rent.
Right.
Given away. I mean, when I would have, maybe there's one or two if that was it. 55. That's again. Put in financial assistance up there.
$289.
289.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, the resources that our society has are just, to me, unlimited. Now you have to learn how to use that, but you call them up. I mean, you have to go through the process.
Right.
It's like getting a job or anything. You call one up, doesn't work. You have to call another one up and go on. But now you have 260 or whatever people that are alive to do that.
Right.
You'll never find those in Google.
Right.
Yeah, you'll find 2 billion, and they all want money from you.
Nice. Yeah. So all this information will be on our show notes today. I appreciate that because we need to be that resource for any and everybody that we talk to and touch. I appreciate that.
Well, you are in mental health and things like that. There's one other website I think is really good. It's called Needy, Needy, meds, meds.org. Remember, all the free money websites are org or gov. Yeah. So needymeds.org. Do you see that there?
Yes.
Okay, up on the left-hand tab, I think maybe the second tab in on the left, it's savings,
Yes.
healthcare savings.
Yep.
Okay, go there, and then a good place to start on the left-hand column. About halfway down, there's like uh, medical care, dental care,
Mhm.
mental care.
Yes.
So you could go to any of those tabs looking for free and low-cost care.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all there. And on top of that is free prescription drugs.
Yes.
Yes, we
And there's
see
so
that.
many other
Mm.
things there. And see, there's dozens and dozens of prescription drug programs and everything. It's overwhelming. And that's
Mhm.
if somebody says something about a government program, that's true. And it's probably also false.
Mhm.
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 Too many programs. And that's like people see one thing or whatever. And, oh, all programs, I make too much money. That's nonsense. That's maybe one program. Tell Elon Musk that.
Right,
Right.
right. So,
Nah,
but yeah, well, I mean, we appreciate it. We appreciate you coming on the show today, sir.
my pleasure.
Spending this morning with us. You could be doing 1,000 other things, but we appreciate you, being with us
Absolutely.
today.
This is the most important. Helping somebody. So
Thank you. So, like I said, all this information will be in the show notes.
right.
But there's one last question we have to ask before we
Uh-huh.
let you go, sir.
It's about an
Um,
ex-wife or what?
no, not
Not quite.
not quite.
Almost.
But here's the thing: if you could sing a duet with anyone in the world,
Sing.
dead or alive, who would that be?
Spike Jones. You guys don't even know who he is.
You said Mike Jones, right?
Spike Jones.
Yeah.
There's another Spike Jones. I think it's a producer or something in movies or something. But this is a band leader. He used to
Okay.
dress like me.
Okay.
okay. Yeah. Oh, great.
We had to look him up.
Yes. That's the next one. Now, who
That's the
started it
problem, being
first?
old. Nobody knows your jokes.
I know, right?
Yeah. Great. Yeah, so all of your information will be in our show notes, and we thank you so much for spending some time with us. And oh yes, we just looked him up.
Oh, you find Spike Jones?
Yes.
You see
Band-
Crazy Suits? Yeah.
American musician, band leader, and conductor, specializing in
you see-
spoof arrangements of popular songs and classical music.
Okay.
But do you have a picture of him? in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Does he have a crazy suit on?
He does not per this picture. He just has
Oh.
like a hat and
I see.
yeah, but funny faces, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you see the same kind of character.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
yes. But
Well, you
sir,
guys are sweet. You're sweet people, and thanks for doing this kind of work and helping people.
sure, no problem, man. We appreciate it. I mean, but it's people like yourselves who help us stay motivated in this space.
Yes.
Good.
Cool. So we appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good.
much. And thank you very much for listening to the No Fruit Podcast. And we will talk to you a little later.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the No Fruit Podcast, where we bring you fruitful conversations, ripened wisdom, and love that's deeply rooted. We hope today's discussion left you feeling uplifted, encouraged, and ready to take on life's journey with purpose. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration in their day. You can catch up on past episodes, send us your thoughts, or learn more about us on social media. Until next time, stay rooted in love, and remember, every seed you plant today shapes the fruit of tomorrow. Take care, and we'll see you next time.